What is a failure that had a huge impact on you?
Only 1 in 7 businesses works, so I've started 9.
The difference between successful and not is not knowing you failed.
Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm.
Anyone who tells you to focus on your passion is already rich. The wrong decision is bad, no decision is worse. Don't get paralyzed.
In this video, I'll be in New York City, asking influential men in their 60s and 70s about their biggest mistakes, their most vulnerable moments, and what advice they would give to their younger self.
How old are you?
75.
What does it feel like to be 75?
Feels great. Get up every day, I go to work. I can't do what I used to do, but I still can do something.
Feel like I have more energy now than I had 20 years ago, actually.
Really?
Yeah, unbridled energy, enthusiasm for life.
When you're 40, you're still a young man. I was in the best shape of my life at 40. At 50, you can kind of fake it. There's just no faking it. You're no longer young when you're 60. And quite frankly, you just feel like you're doing, at least me, everything in the context of the end. Like you can just feel the end barreling towards you. There's just no getting around it. You're on the back 9. And if I were to have a massive stroke and drop dead on the way home, it would be tragic, but it wouldn't be unusual. So quite frankly, it kind of sucks. And it's like, I look at you guys are in your 30s?
He's 29, I'm 26.
Oh, you.
But everyone says we're in our 30s, so.
Yeah, you seem like a little bit of an old soul. The fact that you're doing this means you're wise beyond your years. It's like having kids. You can't explain what it's like to people who haven't had kids, so me trying to explain what it's like to be 60, I don't think I can explain it to you.
Where do you think people go wrong possibly in the process of getting older and not feeling the way you feel?
I think that the world has a lot of troubles and the world has a lot of problems. Life is actually hard, but if you internalize that in such a way that it overwhelms you and overwhelms the possibility, then you only see that. Truthfully, our point of view and our attitude towards life determines a lot. So I try always to cultivate a very positive attitude, simply because life is beautiful.
Guys, I've been meaning to tell you this. Every single week, we are putting the top 5 most important lessons, regrets, and pieces of advice from this video and every other video you see on our channel into a free newsletter that you can join by clicking the link in the description. If you want to get the top advice summarized and put into your inbox every single week, join our free newsletter by clicking the link in the description.
What is a failure that comes to your mind that at the time had a huge impact on you?
Well, I've been rejected by I've been rejected by so many galleries. You know, I've failed so many times. Nobody's looking. Nobody's watching. Yeah. You know, I mean, how many paintings have I destroyed that suck, that are bad? Nobody knows about them. My wife knows about them. I know about them, but I don't even remember because I don't focus on failure. I focus on success. But I always felt successful. Because I defined myself according to what I was actually doing, not according to the sales. Yeah. Success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I think is really key.
You know, my success has been rejection, full stop. I ran for sophomore, junior, and senior class president in high school. I lost all 3 times. And then based on my track record, I decided to run for student body president, where I went on to wait for it, lose. But I was fine. And then I applied to 9 colleges. And I didn't get into any. And then I appealed, and I got into 1. That's all you need. Only 1 in 7 businesses works, so I've started 9. All you need is, I've had 2 successes. All you need is 1. But with 2 successes, I can now live, you know, my economics are done. So, I mean, I never would have thought I'd be, now I'm in podcasting, writing books. I didn't want to make the world a better place. I didn't want to, you know, save the whales. I wanted to have enough money so I could take care of my mom and never have that kind of stress again. That's really what has been my fire. It's mostly been economic.
You know, the difference between successful and not is not knowing you failed.
So many people I talk to, they had a vision when they were young. I want to have a family. I want to be successful. I want one. And now they're 20 years into it and they're so stressed that they can't even enjoy what they have. They work so hard to reach that top. They've marshaled their creativity. They're good, ethical, moral people, and they got children around them, and they come home and they're just And that's no way to live. The human nervous system was not designed or constructed to deal with this 24/7 intensity where there's no break. When your happiness is dependent on something outside, which is constantly changing, then it's a precarious position. But when you can, what they say, true happiness lies within. When you can access the happiness from inside in your meditation, then everything can bring you some degree of joy.
Inside this journal that you exercised, that you had filled out, one thing that you're grateful for today.
Everything.
That was the first thing.
Yes, absolutely. Everything.
What makes you grateful for everything?
The world is miraculous. We take it for granted. Everything that is here right now, including you. This is all miraculous. Even the camera is miraculous. So why not be grateful for it all?
One of the most important life lessons that these interviews have taught me is that a great life is just a sum of your best days. The more good days that you have, the better your life will be. But when you go to bed every night and you tell yourself, this was a good day, or, this day was brutal, do you actually know why? Most of us don't, myself at one point included. So I took that advice when I heard it and I created our 1% journal. It's a fully guided 5-minute per day journal that helps you optimize your life so you can have more great days. This is the 2026 edition, which just launched, and with it we are giving away some serious gifts and discounts to the first 100 people who grab one by clicking the link in the description below. If you've been watching these videos and you hear me talk about these journals a lot, and you're someone who doesn't journal, this isn't a gimmick. Over the last 10 years, journaling and self-reflection has helped me radically change my life. It's just getting to know yourself better than anyone else ever could. So click the link in the description below to grab yours today, and let's get back to the video.
A lot of people are lost in life, especially young people trying to figure out what they want to do. How would you recommend navigating that at that point in life, given what the world is right now?
You have to take risks.
Right.
If you don't really know what you want to do, then you just got to try things. You got to take the risk. You got to try things. Security is actually an illusion. So when you get a good job and you have security, you can lose it. It's not necessarily going to be secure. When you're young, you have a lot of leeway to take risks. That's the thing. Take advantage of that. And you're young until like 94.
Yeah. I also think the fear of not doing the thing people should think that that's more scary of what your life could be if you don't try these things, and the regrets that you'll sit with in your life.
Absolutely. I have no regrets. Life is amazing, but there's no guarantees, and you don't know how long you're going to be alive. And you want to try everything you possibly can because it could end at any moment.
The wrong decision is bad. No decision is worse. Don't get paralyzed. Look at your options. Pick what you think is your best option. Talk to a group of outsiders. Find a group of smart people who can help you save you from yourself, because it is really hard to read the label from inside of the bottle. Anyone who tells you to focus on your passion is already rich. I'm not saying go do something that's awful. What I'm saying is be mindful of, can I be really good at this, and will it help me make an adequate living? Find something you think, God, I could kill it. I could be great at this. And passion comes from artisanship of mastery of anything. And as you get older, what you become passionate about is taking care of your kids. You become passionate about an absence of economic stress. You become passionate about being able to help out your parents. You become passionate about the relevance that comes from success. You become passionate about maybe starting to give some money away. So what I would suggest is that you workshop something to try and find something you could be great at.
I would think the lowest point in my life is when my wife had a stroke. Because we lost everything. We're losing our house. We were losing everything. And in the middle of all that, she had an aneurysm, the stroke. And I said, well, the hell with everything else. Doesn't mean nothing. I'm just going to, that took me about 2 years to get her up and around again. We had to teach her to walk. We had to teach her all this stuff again. So, and in the meantime, we ended up living in a van. So that was the lowest point in my life.
Is she okay now?
Well, she has dementia. She's getting a little worse,
Yeah.
She's sticking around. She's still there. She'll yell at me when I go home.
Yeah. Well, how long have you guys been together?
52 years.
Can you define the word love for me?
just being connected. I guess, we were connected, and I've known a lot of girls, but she's the best thing that ever happened to me, and believe me, we had fights, everybody has fights, but we had fights. I ain't mad on. She was there.
The way I think about it is my kids are the first entities, things where I'm more concerned with their well-being than my own. And I think I feel that way about my partner. I think I'd rather see her successful than me successful finally. But then again, most of your friends, I'd like to think I love my friends. My success is more important to me than their success, just to be blunt. So does that mean I don't love them? I don't know. The honest answer is I don't think I have a good definition of it.
If you had to offer somewhat of a blueprint for someone who is lost in life, trying to figure things out, or just overall wants to live a better, happier, more fulfilling existence, there's 3 things that come to mind. Sort of your 3 rules.
Don't define yourself by the outside. That's number 1. Because when we define ourselves by the outside, we fall into a pitfall actually dealing with things that are irrelevant. Then I would say try to truly understand yourself. And then the third thing is actually pay attention to what you really want and love and follow it.
The thing that people regret looking back on their life is not a bad thing that happened to them, but how upset they were about that bad thing. And they look back and think, it wasn't that big a deal in retrospect. What was a big deal is how hard I was on myself. So it all comes down to one of my favorite sayings is nothing is ever as good or as bad as it seems.
One thing that's important, you got to do the right thing.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And that, my grandsons, I tell them, I says, I don't care what the circumstances are, you do the right thing. Even if you end up getting fired, you do the right thing. Because when you walk out of there, you know that you did the right thing, and the hell with them,
Do what you know to be right, and don't do what you know to be wrong. So I always give 4 pieces of advice. Know thyself. What does that mean? Well, meditate. And now once you know yourself, you got to be true to yourself. Don't do what other people are telling you to do. Don't get seduced into all this nonsense. Do what you know to be, and do what you know to be right, and don't do what you know to be wrong. That's what I lived with, those 4 things.
Thank you so much for watching. This was the trailer to our New York series. Get ready to listen to the full interviews of each of today's guests that are coming out over the next few weeks. And don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as it's out. Thanks again for watching. And as always, it's a mindset. See you next time.